The NASCAR Cup Series just had its one and only off weekend of the season. But we got a busy Monday morning here in terms of the news. Now, some of it's relating to Rockingham, the Xfinity Series race, at least that happened there. We got the Hall of Fame nominees, and then we've got some news on the future of the championship. So let's go through those topics. Tonight, we will be live. We will do a hybrid Monday after Rockingham and make our Talladega picks, our Monday picks for Talladega. So that will be at our normal time, 9 o'clock Eastern. So hope you can make it there. Once again, that will be a live stream. So everyone show up, make your picks. This is a week where you can make some absurd picks and you won't be laughed at like Vegas. And then, of course, well, anyways, we can relive that tonight. Let's get on to the news. The Hall of Fame. NASCAR every year has their Hall of Fame induction. I think three people end up getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. The rules have changed over the years, but we have our nominees for 2026. Those nominees on the modern era ballot are Greg Biffle, Neil Bonnet, Tim Brewer, Jeff Burton, Kurt Busch, Randy Dorton, Harry Gant, Harry Hyde, Randy LaJoie, Jack Sprague, apologies if I pronounced it wrong. And the Pioneer ballot is Jake Elder, Ray Hendrick, Banjo Matthews, Larry Phillips, and Bob Wellborn. So there you have it. There are our nominees, and I believe that it's announced in May, so next month. I Googled it. It says the meeting for the Hall of Fame voters is on May 20th, so we will know that soon who's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, a very big deal to have that accomplishment on your resume. I guess that is the top accomplishment you can have after your career. Now, we've talked about the Hall of Fame. Now, what about the NASCAR Championship? What's going to happen there? It's a good question. Well, the rumors, the reports, whatever you want to call it, have been leaning towards Homestead-Miami. We have been at Phoenix Raceway since 2020. Before that, we had been at Homestead-Miami Speedway for nearly 20 years. We've seen it at Atlanta before. But the future of the championship date is unknown. Obviously, this year we're going back to Phoenix. But 2026, it's been rumored that Homestead-Miami is going to get that championship. We just had that race a couple of weeks ago, and the rumor, whatever it was, is that Homestead was going to have a year and a half to get ready to host the championship in 2026, do what they need to do to the facilities, the racetrack, whatever it may be. And well, now that report is seemingly official now, with Jordan Bianchi reporting that Homestead-Miami Speedway will host the 2026 championship races for Cup, Xfinity, and Truck. And it also, in this article, it points out that this is not going to be like Phoenix's stint, like Homestead's previous stint, where we see it like every single year for a good chunk of time. It looks like NASCAR is looking to start to get into the rotation business for the championship. So 2026 is going to be Homestead. 2027 is unknown, but it appears that there will be some sort of rotation. Phoenix will be involved in this rotation. I get that they have poured a lot of money into that facility. Fans show up to that racetrack, which is great. It's just the racing quality. It's had a rough few years. But Homestead, on the flip side, has had a great few years of racing at that racetrack. So for 2026 championship, I'm looking forward. I'm excited to see how that race weekend goes as the championship weekend. And I'm curious to see if they tweak the playoffs at all, because they were going to do that in 2026 if they were going to do it. I'm pessimistic once again. But yeah, it looks like the championship, the future of the championship, it's going to be Homestead in 26, unknown in 27, but it looks like NASCAR is going to start rotating that championship date. As for Rockingham, we watched some Rockingham races this week. First time anyone has been able to say that in over a decade. Well, we saw a Truck Series race that ended up being a fuel mileage race with Tyler Ankrum winning. No real controversy there. Saturday comes along. We see a bunch of cautions, and then we see Jesse Love win. Or did he? A few hours after the race, NASCAR announced that Jesse Love had been disqualified. Something with the rear suspension was wrong. It was illegal, something like that. And so as a result, Sammy Smith was declared the winner. Well, RCR has made up its mind, and they announced this just a few minutes ago, 57 minutes ago. Richard Childress Racing will appeal NASCAR's decision to disqualify the number 2 team's win from the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Rockingham. So yeah, this appeal process, I don't know how long it's going to take, but they could get the win back or they could not. Dale Jr. said a few days ago when this was announced, he had said, I've appealed this and had it overturned, but I'm still going to throw on some immense front and crush a beer for Sammy. So there is indeed hope, I guess, for RCR, maybe. Depends on who you ask. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward. They're appealing the penalty. So Jesse Love has a chance to get his win back. Sammy Smith may get his win taken away, I guess, if you want to look at it like that. I read the comments to the video about Jesse Love's disqualification. A lot of you were mad, which I found interesting. Anywho, that's all for now. As I said, a little bit of a busy Monday morning here. We had the appeal, we had Homestead, we had the Hall of Fame. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, tonight we will be going live to talk about the Rockingham weekend. We'll talk a little bit about F1 as well. Had to do a really short recap yesterday. And then, of course, we'll make our Monday picks, talk about Talladega, and that'll be an interesting segment.